Okay, any disclosures of pecuniary interest, Councilor McHugh?
Yeah, but I'll announce that for the regular council meeting, does not pertain to the closed session.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Otherwise, I need a mover and a seconder to move into closed session. Councilor McHugh, Councilor Rosebleed, anybody disagree? Okay, all in favor, let's go. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order, and please stand for the Indigenous Land Acknowledgement Statement and the national anthem, and then we'll allow you to sit down.
We begin this meeting by acknowledging that Quinte West is on Indigenous land that has been inhabited by Indigenous peoples from the beginning. We thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Long before today, there have been Indigenous peoples who have been the stewards of this place. In particular, we acknowledge the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and the Mohawks of the Bay of Quinte First Nation. This territory is covered by numerous treaties. We recognize and deeply appreciate their historic connection to this place. We also recognize the contribution of the Métis, Inuit, and other Indigenous peoples have made, both in shaping and strengthening this community in particular, and our province and country as a whole. This acknowledgement serves as recognition of the contributions and historical significance of Indigenous peoples across Turtle Island and demonstrates our collective commitment to meet the promises and address the challenges of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission within our community.
Please be seated. Thank you very much. And we'll start. Any opening remarks? I guess, Mr. Clerk, have you got anything that you want to add to the meeting tonight? No, you're good? Well, okay. Thank you very much. And I'll start out by saying thanks for coming, ladies and gentlemen, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I may not, I don't know. Some things I'm not supposed to say, but I'm too old to change, or I'm not able to remember all the changes. So anyways, I still say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So again, thanks for coming. And I think we picked the right day. Tomorrow's supposed to be our overnight. We're supposed to have some more rain and maybe freezing rain. So we picked the night. Councillor McHugh.
Thank you, Worship. And in that Christmas theme or Christmas spirit, I'm pleased to announce that again this year we'll be having our annual free community Christmas dinner. This is open to anybody and everybody. It takes place at the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 110, which is just next door here. Doors open at 12:30. Meal is served from 1 till 3 o'clock. Look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you.
These are all well-picked turkeys.
Well, there's 30 of them being cooked, so
No feathers or
lots
anything?
to eat, yes.
Going this way, Councillor Neal. Councillor Reed, no, Councillor Armstrong.
Kinsman Toy Drive distribution. Adopt a Child's underway right now for distributing packages there, and also Smiley's Sunday night, the distribution for the food, correct? Monday night at the park, we're working with Kinsman. They're doing a little food drive, and people are coming out to the park dressed in all these inflatables for the kids. It'd be great for the kids, and school's out, so no reason not to bring them down between 5 and 8.
5 and 8. And whereabouts is it again?
Fantasy Lights. Doug Whitney, Fantasy Lights.
Okay, thank you very much. Councillor Quinte, anything on your mind? No? Councillor Allier?
No, nothing.
Councillor Card?
Thank you, Your Worship. I did just want to piggyback on Councillor Armstrong's comments and thank. There's obviously a lot of charitable endeavors going on this time of year, and just wanted to acknowledge just a few of those with Smiley's, Catherine's Kitchen, and the Kiwanis and Lions Club, Kinsmen, for all of their support of the hampers and toy drives. It's great stuff they do.
Thank you. Councillor Kotsovas?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I attended the Southeast Board of Health meeting this morning, and I'm happy to report that a resolution was reached to continue and have branch offices and revisit the decision in September 2026 following a review of an updated report. And
Thank you.
And they aren't closing in 2026, just to be sure. It's revisit is the key word in the motion. So they're just going to look at it and examine it again.
But no closures.
No closures guaranteed until September 2026. And again, it's revisited a report on saving and efficiencies. It doesn't mean that any are going to close. And on that note, I would also want to extend warm wishes and good health this holiday season. Joyeux Noël and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you. Councillor Sharp.
Just Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all. All the best in the new year. Thank you.
Okay. I'll go to staff members. Inspector McNaught, anything from you? You want to update us on what's been happening on the road and with respect to what you and I know is going the wrong way, impaired driving charges? And
Absolutely, thank you. I did complete a report today to give some updated stats on the impaired occurrences. To date, from January 1st until now, we've completed 473 ride programs within the Quinte West area. Out of that, we have 223 impaired occurrences now, which is a significant increase from 120 occurrences last year, 84 charges that were laid out of that, but 120 occurrences. We're now at 223 occurrences this year for impaired driving. The four biggest contributors for us locating the impaired drivers are traffic complaints that the community members are calling in and the officers are locating the vehicles. That's a high number of the impaireds that we're getting, which I would encourage that to continue. POA enforcement, so outdoing traffic enforcement, that's another reason why we're able to get the impaired driving through rides and unfortunately through collisions, which was a lower number, but it still is happening. So that contributes to the 223 overall impaired occurrences. Only 9 of those were drug-related, the rest were alcohol-related. And when you look at gender specific, I know I've been asked in here before for gender and ages gender. Out of the occurrences, it was 180 were males, 43 were female, and the age group that was the highest number of impaireds was 21 to 34 was the age group. There were numerous ones that were novice drivers, and it was all the way up to 65 and up. But every single age group has doubled this year or more, except for the 65 and up, which is one less this year than last year. But every other age group has doubled in the impaired occurrences.
okay,
And I would say just with our festive rides, we're in the middle of festive rides right now. They will continue all the way through January, which is wonderful. We received the grant for the festive rides, which is something that we look forward to every year, being able to put that many more officers out there doing these rides above and beyond what the front line is already doing, and it's proving to be effective.
good. And how many have you yourself taken part in?
In the rides,
Yes.
2.
Good for you.
2.
Thank you very much. I
Yes,
appreciate that.
thank you.
We went through a ride check. Remember that? Yeah. And the officer came, and I was driving a city car, and the officer came right over to the window. Yes, and I rolled down the window because she wanted to make sure that I was not drinking and driving. And anyways, which is good, because that's what should happen to anybody. And so, further to this, When you do a ride check, how many actually have to do the test?
We determine, or the officers, when they're conducting, whether it's a traffic stop or a ride program, determine whether or not they're going to use the MAS, right? Mandatory alcohol screening. And it has to be written in their notes that they're going, every vehicle stop that they do on that particular shift or for the next 2 hours, they're going to use MAS with that. So if you're at a ride, depending on the location, how busy it is, because you don't want people, a long line of traffic stop to do the ride. So if you pick in a less busy location, you might have everybody do the roadside. If it's a busier location, you can determine as a team, we're going to do every second vehicle or every third vehicle. They still check every single vehicle, but they don't make every driver do MAS.
Councillor McHugh.
Yeah, question to the inspector. First of all, very disappointing, very disheartening to hear that it keeps climbing. You say you started first part of December, going to the end of January. You're actually before and after the holiday season. Do you see this maybe somewhere down the road where we will have these ride programs year-round, a squad of men and ladies out there doing this? It's obviously, I'm sure it's going on year-round. You could probably get more in the holiday season, but it sounded to me like it's epidemic.
Yes, absolutely. So we did do one earlier in October where it was about a 2-week period, and we partnered with Belleville City, Central Hastings, and Prince Edward County. And we went out and just did ride in the evening. It was from 5 till 10, I believe, every weekend and a couple of the nights during the week. And that was just outside of the frontline officers. So we had our time guys, like our traffic unit, were engaged in that, Belleville City's traffic unit. We only pulled one member off the front line because we didn't want to impact the front line too significantly. And we held these ride programs because of the number that it's increased by. So yes, we start doing it the middle of November and it goes right till the end of January. And we look forward to that time because it's that many more officers. But it would be nice if we were able to stretch that out because there's no time that's greater than another time. Even when we do the festive rides, I think because there's so much media attention, we don't necessarily get more rides or more impaireds over the festive season, which that's great. We don't want the impaireds, right? We really do want to set up those rides and have no one arrested for impaired driving. So definitely, I think people make those arrangements during the festive season because they know we're out doing rides. If they knew it was all year round, then we might have better results.
Anyone else for a question? Anyone? Councillor Armstrong.
I guess, how does text messaging work into all of this too? Because it's a tsunami of problems.
So we do traffic initiatives where we're targeting, I would say, so not to give out secrets, but we're not always in marked cruisers, and we go out on the 401 in what you would see just a regular, we call it the soccer mom van, right? And we're out there, we're not in uniform, and we're spotters, and we are able to be traveling on the 401 and go, okay, this car right to the left of us, this green car, the driver's on his cell phone now, and then there's a cruiser up ahead that then can target that specific infraction. So it's something that, as everybody knows, when you see a cruiser, you stop doing what you're not supposed to be doing. So we have to get creative in the ways that we are able to find those infractions. I will say as well, and then there's the court process where we have to then go and testify, and it's our officers on trial as to, are you sure it was a cell phone? And when we go to court and you're saying it was a cell phone, it's still our officers that are put on the stand, not the person that's going with the cell phone infraction. It's the officers that are then having to stand there and explain how they knew it was a cell phone. And so there's still a process afterwards for them.
You could go to any intersection and catch one. Have an unmarked or whatever standing there all day long because it's every day instead of the 401.
Well, unfortunately, we can't be at every intersection every day, but absolutely. I mean, I drive from Kingston Monday to Friday and pull vehicles over on my way to work and my way home almost every day for cell phones or stunt driving or, so it's definitely something that is on our radar for sure.
Thank you. Chief Whalen, anything from your point of view?
No, Your Worship, just best of the holidays to you and all the council. This is our training night, as you know, and I'm going to be skipping out a little earlier. Deputy Caddick and I will be giving out our certificates that our firefighters missed a few weeks ago, so thank you so much.
But there's something
Well, oh, yes, we were able to secure, we had money budgeted for one of our service vehicles, and one of our local dealerships had one that the manufacturer had as a demonstrator that's already lettered up, or excuse me, already has all the lights and sirens on it. So we're able to come in about 35,000 under budget, and Director Denalden's very pleased about that, Your Worship.
Don't let them drive it, it's okay. Thank you. That's great, great shopping. Thank you very much. Councilor McHugh.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, while we're talking safety, police-wise, fire-wise, warmer weather, we do have some ice. It's not the greatest ice, but this is a serious time of year, especially with the rain coming maybe tomorrow. Not only does it soften the ice, but it puts weight on it. So I guess the simple message is stay off the ice. Thank you.
I'm not. Sorry. Okay. Not even, I don't even think I'm built for thick ice, so I'm not a nice fisherman. Any other staff, no, everybody's good? Okay, well, thank you very much then. Okay. All right.
That's me.
Any disclosures of pecuniary interest? Councilor McHugh.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, paperwork has been filed. I will, when we get to the Planning and Development Services bylaws, bylaw 163 and 168, I'll ask that you vote, save, and accept those two, so I can vote on the rest and the other two afterwards, but I will remind you when we get to that portion of the council meeting. Thank you.
All right. Okay, well, we'll get started then. Thank you very much, folks. And so we've got the minutes of the closed session, and I need a mover and a seconder, and I'll do the same with the minutes of the regular council meeting held on December 3rd, 2025, be approved, and further that the minutes of the closed session council meeting held on December 3rd, 2025 be approved. Okay, so I need a mover and a second. Councilor Reed, move. Second
I'd
by
like to make a change on 4D in the open session. It says Councillor Reed promoted the Battawa Lions Food Drive taking place. It's actually the Frankfurt Lions Food Drive, if that change could be made, please.
Yes, that's so noted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else on the minutes? All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay, I'm Jennifer Smith. But I don't think they're coming, correct?
Public meeting before that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Public meeting concerning building permit fees and update. Okay. Yeah. Get to the right page here. Okay, public meeting, building permit fees updates. So the council for the city of Quinte West will now hold a public meeting concerning building permit fee updates. Ask the clerk to advise the method by which notice of this meeting was given.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, notice of this public meeting was published in the Trentonian and Community Press on November 27th, 2025, and notice was also posted on the city's website commencing November 24th, 2025.
Okay, thank you. Do we have anyone here who'd like to talk or ask questions on this? Do we have anybody here? Okay, no one's here to speak. Council will give further consideration to the matter later this evening, as a bylaw will be presented as part of the December 17th council agenda. Public meeting regarding this matter is now closed. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. We have Jennifer Smith isn't coming, is she? No?
No, Your Worship, no.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we're at public input. Anyone for public input? You're on if you're wanting for public input. Anyone? No? Okay. Okay. First, resolution, staff report 2025-00187 by Virginia Latour, Manager of Legislative Services, Deputy City Clerk, regarding encroachment 111 East Drive, Davis Street, Trenton, Ontario be received, and that the City of Quinte West enter into an encroachment agreement with Amy Lou Berry and Andrew Morton Gunter to allow for an existing front porch and a portion of the dwelling at 111 East Davis Street, which encroaches on the East Davis Street road allowance. Okay. Moved by Councilor McHugh, seconded by Councilor Sharp. Any comments or questions? Anyone? All in favor? Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, the next one is staff report, Quinte West 2025-00182 by Sarah Pond, Legislative Services Coordinator regarding Parks and Rec Advisory Committee matters for council consideration and approval be received. Okay, need a mover and a seconder for this one. Councilor Armstrong, Councilor Reid. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Carried, thank you. Okay. Okay, the next one is staff report by Director Grimman, Community Services and Strategic Partnerships regarding sports dome follow-up be received, and further the council directs staff to proceed with a feasibility study to be funded through the 2026 operating budget. Mover and a seconder for this one.
I think you missed one.
Did I?
The recommendation before that one.
0182. Okay, sorry about that. Then Services Coordinator regarding Parks and Rec Advisory Committee matters for council consideration and approval be received. Mover and a seconder for that one. Councilor Elliott, Councilor Armstrong.
We did that one.
Well, that's what so which one?
So the next
The
next
next one?
recommendation is to review existing or new locations that are available and improvements and costs required to accommodate a football field in Quinte West in 2026.
Okay, I got it right here. Council staff to review existing or new locations that are available and improvements and costs required to accommodate a football field in Quinte West in 2026. That's the one?
I'll move it again.
Okay, moved by Councilor Elliott, seconded by Councilor McHugh. Okay. Comments or questions? All in favor? Oh, Councilor Armstrong, go ahead.
When it says field, are we talking a natural field or a turf field
Well,
for a
right
football
now-
field?
Right now, I would think it's natural because we don't have any turf fields.
No, that's what I'm saying. We're referring.
Pardon? Councilor Quincy, did you have a
Coates?
comment? No? Okay, all in favor? Carried, thank you. Okay. Staff report, Director Grimman, strategic partnerships regarding sports dome follow-up be received. Okay. Need a mover and a seconder. Councilor Carr.
And further,
Pardon? And further, yes, that council directs staff to proceed with a feasibility study to be funded through the 2026 operating budget. And that's part of it, yes. Councilor Katsoulis moves it. Councilor Rosblade seconds it. Go ahead, Councilor McHugh.
Do we have a financial figure on what it's going to cost to do this feasibility study?
I don't know. Director Grimman, do we have a?
budget.
Thank you, through Mr. Mayor, to Councillor McHugh. $30,000 was allocated through the 2026 operating budget under the plans and studies for any feasibility study that would be related to this particular item. Certainly, as I spoke with Councillor O'Neill on Friday, we would endeavor to collect and gather as much of that information as possible before engaging the services of a consultant. So that's certainly not lost on staff, but if we are looking to bring a full business case and analysis forward to council, there would be some services required to assess and ensure that all the costing is considered in terms of any capital, operating, and ongoing maintenance and life cycle costs are considered.
Councilor O'Neill?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm not in favor of a feasibility study until council's provided more information. one on the annual maintenance costs, one on estimated staffing costs, and the replacement of the turf, how often it's got to be replaced, and the cost of those. If that information comes forward and it's not going to be feasible with that, why spend $30,000 on a study?
Okay, thank you. Councillor Card?
Thank you, Your Worship. I am interested in the study. Will support the recommendation. Through you to Director Grimmin, I guess one of my important points on this would be that it would be an enhanced level of service, as it notes in the report, and I think that the feedback that we're getting from the community at this point, I don't think is necessarily one of seeking enhancing the existing complement of services, Parks and Rec. I think it's more of asking for increased efforts to kind of control costs on the existing complement and have operational excellence, of course, as our strategic goal. I'm interested in this feasibility study. It will look at some public-private models and different partnerships and different ways of possibly executing this that would maybe not have it necessarily live with the city, so to speak. Is that possible to achieve from the feasibility study?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to Councillor Card, yes, a feasibility study would look at all those different factors, including different operational models, potential partnerships. There's certainly lots of different models out there in terms of either sports dome, artificial turf field, or frame-supported structures that have municipalities not on the hook for all the financing to bring a project like that forward. Certainly, more school boards are becoming involved. The private sector is also becoming involved in funding those different types of projects. So those are all things that we would look at and certainly reach out to other municipalities that have been down that path and look to best practices when we're undertaking any sort of feasibility study.
Thank you. Yeah, because I think that one of the things that I think we've seen this term is certainly kind of the carrying costs and maintenance costs of our existing assets. 2.2 billion, I think, was the last figure I saw. Certainly that can stress the fiscal reality here for the city. And so I don't think necessarily that adding more assets at this time is necessarily a great idea. That being said, I think that there are models that I could absolutely support with private sector support. So happy to have the study.
Councillor Sharp, and then I'll come this way.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And if I could, through to Director Grimmin, in the Parks and Recreation Master Plan, was this recommended as something we should be following up with this year?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to Councillor Sharp, the Parks and Rec Master Plan identified that either a artificial turf field or a field house type structure would be seen as an enhanced level of service. That was more specific to soccer field use or football field use. Right. There are lots of models that could potentially check the boxes of other recommendations of the Parks and Recreation Master Plan. We see different structures that also have multi-use, so they have courts, and the Parks and Rec Master Plan did identify additional pickleball and tennis courts through the course of the 15 years. Indoor walking was also something that we heard pretty strongly through the engagement of the master plan, and there are different models that we've seen that include indoor walking tracks. So they are not specifically geared only towards football or soccer or a turf field. They certainly can have multiple uses.
Councillor O'Neill?
Oh, sorry, Mr. Mayor, can I ask one
sorry.
more?
Go ahead,
Just supplementary then.
Go ahead.
So these, I guess, domes that were in the staff report that are around $4.5 to $5 million, is this the kind of facility that you would be looking at through this feasibility study as an enhanced level of service? It certainly would be an enhanced level of service.
Through Mr. Mayor to Councillor Sharp. Yes, we would look to not close the doors on any of the options.
Okay.
So a artificial turf field alone as an option versus a sports dome versus a frame supported structure, we would really make sure that we consider all those options and not leave anything out. Certainly undertaking a feasibility study is, I just want to point out, in no way committal to advancing a project in any regard. It certainly just brings back the information for council to consider if there's any interest in a future project for the city.
And just one last thing to Councillor O'Neill's point, could staff undertake some preliminary research before we made this decision to undertake such a study? Is there anything that would move this forward without this full study, or is this what we need? Thank you.
Through the mayor to Councillor Sharp. Certainly, if council's desire, and I've heard previously when we have brought proposals or projects forward, is that council is looking for a full business plan to get us to the point of a full feasibility study and business plan. If that is council's desire, then yes, I would say that does need to be a feasibility study that we couldn't entirely take on in-house. There would be some consulting services that we would be required to undertake, just given the resources that we have to work with. Certainly, as I mentioned earlier, we would look to gather as much information as possible. If there was only a selection of information that council was looking for that was not a full feasibility study, I'd be happy to entertain those conversations. But I feel if we were to take this over in-house entirely, we would come up short with not having a fulsome picture of all the information that council would be looking for to make an informed decision.
Thank you.
Councillor O'Neill?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I still feel council should get a preliminary report on some of these estimated costs before we spend $30,000 on a study. If the preliminary report looks good, then we can go forward with it. But to do the study before the first information, I'm not for, and I'd like a recorded vote.
Oh,
Thank you.
sorry, that shut me off. Councillor Boyce?
Thank you, Your Worship. And the reason I did second it at the earlier meeting was that after hearing again our director talk about the need for an external consulting services for the business plan, if we wanted quote unquote a fulsome picture of the of what and an accurate, because to me, without private partnership, it's dead in the water. For my vote, I wouldn't support it if the city had to fund it. I'm hoping through this, once we get all the information, some company similar to perhaps the one that's at Loyalist College will come forward and put forward the majority of the money and on this, because I simply at this time couldn't support even $4.5 million from the city.
Thank you. Councillor Roseblade?
Thank you, Mayor. I agree with doing the study. I think it needs to be in depth. There's more to just calling some facilities and asking what their operating costs are. I, for one, know that it's expensive to run a turf field. It's not maintenance free. There is only a certain lifespan, and then an expensive part is getting rid of the turf field because it's so heavy. It's rubber. But all of that needs to be done professionally, and there's a lot of depth of how much need is there in this community for one of those to do the numbers and the figures. I don't think staff have the skill set to gather all of that information. So if we want to look at it, this dome was brought up back when I was on council last time, so over 3 years ago. It was brought up that we were going to possibly do it, and it was turned down. And I think moving forward, and with our recreational master plan we have now, let's look to the future. Let's start moving forward and looking at what we can enhance this community with. As Director Grimman said, it doesn't commit us to building one of these, but it certainly will give us our background should there be any grants or any opportunities come forward. We already have the feasibility study that says this is what it's going to take, and we do need this in the community. Hopefully it says that. So I fully support doing the full feasibility study.
Thank you. Coming this way, Councillor Kutsovas.
Similar to some of the concerns that were brought up, I'm in favor of it as well. The report won't be obsolete in a couple of years. We're not committed, as Councillor Roseblade said. In that, should we not vote on it next year, and the new council would like to see something to that effect? To Councillor Boyce's point, again, like I would be in favor of private partnership with the city, but we can, at least if we had the feasibility study ready to go, I think you can attract more of those private partnerships once they see the true cost, rather than saying, oh, it may be this and we might get it done in a couple of years. We'll have this in hand. We'll be ready to go when the time comes, should council decide to go that way. So I'm in support of moving this forward.
Thank you. Coming this way, Councillor Ollier.
Yes, I agree with some of the comments here. I'm certainly not in favor of the city taking on more debt at this time. I think we need to have the information, and it's certainly going to be on this term of council, so we can't commit anybody in the next term to it. But at least they'll have the background information to work on it and make a informed decision. And if there are some private concerns out there that would help maybe finance it, if it was feasible, I could support that. But I think you got to have the background information, and hopefully this would provide that, and then hopefully we wouldn't have to go to the taxpayers to fund this down the road. Hopefully, not that we won't have a percentage of ownership into it, but we also got to find a place for it too, where was the best spot. So I think all that's got to be taken into consideration before we even get too far down the road. Thank you.
Councillor McHugh.
Thank you, Your Worship. You're getting back to the $30,000. I hear the argument. I'm just wondering, is there not some preliminary work that the city can do, the staff in-house, and then come back to us in a month or two's time and say, this is looking good, we have the possibility. I hear us talking about a possible partnership with somebody outside. Well, we're making that announcement here right now. If that was made public, maybe somebody will come forward, and then it would enhance us going. It's not something, we're not keeping this secret. I mean, everybody that's watching here now is aware of this. So I'd ask Director Grumman again, is it possible that we could get some kind of a half report or something? Or do we have to go up to $30,000 before we can proceed any further?
Through the mayor to Councillor McHugh, I would just need direction on what specific information council was looking for if you were not in favor of moving this forward to a feasibility study. Again, just so that I didn't send our team away to gather information that wasn't enough or wasn't the right information. That's really why when we talked about this at the Parks and Recreation Committee, the committee was supportive of this approach so that we didn't leave anything uncovered.
Councillor O'Neill.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. After listening to all the input, I'm going to drop my request for a recorded vote.
Okay, thank you. Coming this way, Councillor Reid.
Thank you. I was on this committee, and I'm not in favor. I'm really shocked at the $30,000 for the feasibility study. I agree with a lot of the comments that have been made along here. I do feel that we definitely cannot afford a sports dome through the city. It has to be a private partnership. But I know I've sort of, after listening to people, changed my mind that perhaps we do need to have this done. I would like to see as much done in-house to try to keep down the amount of funding that we're putting into this out of the operating budget for 2026, if at all possible. That's my concern. We all know that we cannot afford a sports dome or turf field, whatever, it's just impossible. But I'm leaning more now towards a feasibility study with staff doing some preliminary work as well.
Councillor Armstrong.
Okay, my friend Neil Lumsden, the Minister of Sport and Recreation, we had a chat about this, and his view would be, try and save as much money as possible. I think he recommended to take a look at the Pickering Soccer Center. That gives you the Cadillac of domes. And then take a look at the Volkswagen, not downplaying Volkswagens, but see which end of the spectrum you want to be at or in the middle. And a field trip, you took a field trip, was it to Collingwood to take a look at the fire halls, correct?
Yes.
to get some ideas there. What other type did we do? Anything for the why? Nothing like that.
Not that I know of, but.
To me, that would be the kind of preliminary, you sit down and talk to those people, they can talk to you all about design, programming, the problems they experience even after they built it. The Ottawa Athletic Club or Center in Ottawa, way back, they had a consultant, and they had a nice, beautiful swimming pool with a restaurant looking over it, and they couldn't figure out why the women weren't going in the pool. And these were experts who designed this. It's because the women did not like to be swimming with people looking at them. Simple thing like that. They had to change the whole facility. So going into these centers, we all could be educated. I don't think everybody here knows what's in a dome or what could be put in a dome. It'd be multi-purpose. You can have basketball, volleyball, floor hockey, whatever. So my thinking is do that kind of preliminary work, which doesn't really cost a lot of money, and then start from there.
Thank you very much. I'm definitely not in favor of it. We just did our budget. We put money in the budget in case our cooler and our mechanical pumps and so on in our arena might die in the near future, and that's $2 to $3 million that we've got to possibly be prepared to deal with. Is there any more, Director Denowden, with respect to the arena, or either one of three that we have that's on the top of your?
No, Mr. Mayor, I can't think of our asset management plan was specific to arenas and what's coming due in the next 10 years. I'd have to open that up and take a look at it.
There's a lot to be invested in much of the infrastructure in those facilities. I know there is. And so that worries me in order to be able to keep our facilities operating that we have right now without going into another study for an additional feature. That's where I come from. Anyway, and listen, I like to spend more time at the arena than anybody here, and I'm not putting on skates. I'm just watching. So, but I love to see young people have opportunities, and I just don't think we're in a position right now to borrow more money or to increase our debt load. We need to keep reducing our debt load. And there's only one way to do that, and that's to reduce the spending. So that's where I come from. So we got a motion on the floor, or no?
Yeah. Could I hear the motion, because I think Councilor O'Neill had a motion that.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Your Worship, if I can just add a couple comments. The $30,000 has already been included in the 2026 operating budget under plans and studies. I don't think Mrs. Grimman or Director Grimman is suggesting we're going to spend the full $30,000 right from the start. What we're suggesting is that we need some resources to help us put together a fulsome report and a feasibility study. Staff can certainly prepare some of that information, but we need some assistance to bring this to fruition so we can have a fulsome report. We know that any type of funding opportunities or any type of business plan going forward is going to need some solid foundation and a solid report to support whatever activities we're going to do. And what we're suggesting is we need some assistance and some resources that's been built into the budget already. And again, I'm not suggesting we're going to send the full $30,000, but we do need some help to do this and put it all together to bring it back to council to have that review and consideration going forward.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I need a motion then.
I'll move.
I moved in Councilor Roseblade.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so we got a motion on the floor, moved by Councilor Kutsova, seconded by Councilor Roseblade. You want to read the motion as you see it?
Sure, yep. The motion on the floor is that the report from Director Grimm be received, and further that council directs staff to proceed with a feasibility study to be funded through the 2026 operating budget.
Okay, thank you. Pardon? All in favor? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Carried. 7. Carried. I didn't see Councilor Kunze's arm up.
Did you have 7? Sorry.
Yeah, there's 7.
You had 7?
Yep, so it's carried. Well, it's carried, thank you. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. 92.
Okay, the next one is resolution, staff report by Sarah Pond, Legislative Services Coordinator regarding Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Advisory Committee matters for council consideration and approval be received. Mover and a seconder, Councilor Reed, seconded by Councilor Roseblade. Questions or comments? Questions or comments? Questions? All in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4. Carried, thank you. Okay, the next one is council direct staff to submit proclamation requests for 2026 from the attached list on behalf of the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee throughout the year as required. Moving a seconder for this one. Councilor Sharp moved, seconded by Councilor Card. Comments or questions? Comments or questions? All in favor? Carried, thank you. Next one is,
Can I just interrupt for a second?
yep.
Yeah,
go ahead.
just point, Clark, going back one, all these dates we've got, are they going to interfere with the other dates? Do we have people coming forward, different proclamations for Legion Week or Boy Scout Week or whatever? We get them just about every meeting. How do we fit them in if we've already got this list?
Deal with what you got.
Yeah,
Go
through you to Councilor McHugh. I think the reasoning for the EDI committee to put this list forward was because sometimes some of those dates aren't proclaimed by groups. And I think the intention was to put those dates forward, and if we don't receive a proclamation request from an outside agency to proclaim any of those dates, then they will automatically be put forward. But if we get a request from an outside group, then we would put that forward rather than the request from the EDI committee. But it's really just a catch-all, so we don't miss any of those important dates.
Staff report by Louise Smith, Deputy Clerk and Accessibility Coordinator regarding 2025 to 29 multi-year accessibility plan be received. And that Council for the City of Quinte West approves the 2025-29 multi-year accessibility plan in principle. Move in a seconder. Councilor McHugh moved, seconded by Councilor Ellier. Comments or questions? Go ahead, Councilor Sharp.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to touch on this. The Accessibility Committee reviewed this plan, and there are a number of recommendations in it. It's a long-term plan, and it will involve training and development going forward with new council, new committee members, staff, with changes in legislation, and also initiatives going forward that will come forward in the budget for accessibility programs and in facilities, buildings, and so forth, and signage, and many of the great things we've done. We had good public input with regard to community concerns and interest, and they're reflected in the plan, and I just wanted to highlight it on behalf of the committee, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for your support.
Okay. All in favor, then? Thank you very much. Carried. Okay, the next one I have is minutes of the Accessibility Advisory Committee meeting held on August 28th, and that the minutes of the Accessibility Advisory Committee meeting held on August 28th be approved. Move in the seconder for this, please. Councilor Armstrong, seconded by Councilor Roseblade.
Did we miss 11.2A?
Did I? Jeez.
Haven't got there yet.
Did I?
Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, we're good.
Okay, all in favor? Thank you. Okay. Now I'm at 11.2, okay?
Yep.
Ryan Reimers, this is a Supervisor of Taxation, to Matt Hodge, Manager of Finance, regarding uncollectible taxes, Municipal Act and application for cancellation, Section 357, Section 358, and Section 359 Municipal Act. And that Ryan Beamer, Supervisor of Taxation, and Matt Hodge, Manager of Finance, regarding uncollectible taxes, Municipal Act, and applications for cancellation, Section 357, Section 359, Section 358, be received. And further, the council approve the cancellation, reduction, or refund of taxes as outlined on the attached summary totaling $112,656.12 to be struck off the roll as per Section 357, Section 358, Section 359 of the Municipal Act, and $11,912.39 be charged back to the appropriate school boards. I need a mover. Councillor O'Neill moves, seconded by Councillor Quinte. Any comments or questions? Go ahead, Councillor O'Neill.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through review of the list, approximately 60% of the write-offs wasn't really a write-off. It's the old Saputo plant, and it's a change in property classification from industrial to commercial.
Yes.
So,
That's right. Thank you. Any other comments or questions? All in favor? Thank you very much. Carried. Okay. So the next one is B, Linda Lyle, Manager of Economic. Oh, I'm sorry. Gee, I want to get done. Resolution, the minutes of the Planning Advisory Committee meeting held on November 20th, 25 be approved. Move in a second. Councillor Elliott, Councillor McHugh.
Speak to it.
Yes.
Just point of order, I'd like an amendment. I did declare a conflict with regards to Staff Report 25092 PD, which was discussed at that meeting, and it is not in the minutes that I had a conflict. So if that could be amended, I would appreciate that.
Okay. Mr. Clerk, you're okay?
Yes, so noted. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or questions? All in favor? Carried, thank you. Okay, so I'm at this number right here, 14A. Manager, Linda Lyle, Manager of Economic Development, Tourism Services, and Matt Hodge, and Manager of Finance regarding Quinte Custom Foods. And we have Louisa Sorrentino here tonight. Thank you very much for being here. A new hire for the city, and she's had a great couple of weeks here with different things happening, and something really good today. But I don't know whether we're able to mention it yet or not. But anyways, thank you very much. Okay, do you want to speak to this one? Louisa, you want to speak to this one, or Jacqueline, somebody?
Thank you, through you, Mr. Mayor. A bit of I guess, a unique set of circumstances here with Quinte Custom Foods has reached out for consideration of the tax increment equivalent grant as part of the Industrial Lands Community Improvement Plan. As council is aware, we've recently updated and approved a new plan. Quinte Custom Foods has undertaken, as many of you have seen in the recent years, an expansion to their building, and this has certainly changed their assessment for the property by a significant amount, as outlined in the report. They were under the understanding that they needed to, or they didn't need to necessarily apply, and that it would automatically apply for them for the TEAG at the time of building permit submission. Obviously, that is not the case, and they do need to kind of complete the application process. So they did come forward with all of that information provided to staff, and have been very helpful with providing all the details, but certainly would like council to consider them under the current plan that is effective until earlier into the new year. They qualify under the plan. The scoring was completed as per the current approved bylaw for the community improvement plan. They qualify for 75% of the TEAG, and that again is a 75% tax grant for the municipal portion of the taxes, and that is again as a result of their expansion. The financial impact outlines how that grant would be applied over the 5-year period and where that would be funded from. That would be the Economic Development Reserve. We have a current balance of $450,000, and this would obviously draw down from that. As council will recall from last week's budget deliberations, an additional $100,000 was approved to flow back into the CIP reserve and continuously, hopefully, for the next number of years, so that we can bring that balance up to take on more applications. But this is the request that you have before you this evening from Quinte Custom Foods.
Okay, Councillor O'Neill.
I think this is great news. They're essentially doubling their staff from 100 to roughly 200. I'm all for this.
Great news, yes. Great news.
Yeah, I'd like to move it too.
You want to move it? Councillor McHugh seconds, okay. Councillor Katsovas.
Agreed, they're an important industry in our community. My one question would just be, after we've granted the money, are they not able to refile an assessment with impact? Maybe they got it wrong somewhere, so that would impact the amount of money that the city is kicking in. Because the way I read it, says the 54,000 additional square feet, some of it's for flow, so if some of it's not usable space, and impact may have assessed it incorrectly, and they may actually not be paying need to pay as much.
Director Denown.
Yeah, through your worship. The amount is calculated every year after the tax amount is applied to the assessment. And then if there is an appeal, we can recalculate based on any kind of appeals or write-offs if they happen.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Anything else? Anyone else? Well, I just want to tell you, it's great news, and the gentleman in today told us that they can produce a tractor-trailer load of Rachel's tarts a day, per day. We can't even eat that many, can we?
Well, I don't know, yeah.
But the other side of this whole thing is, think of the resources that they're using that are produced right here by the farmers. You know, number one is wheat. Wheat is going to be a big product that they need. And so, yeah, I thank them very much, as Councillor Neal has already said. 100 and possibly going to 200 employees. Fantastic. So, yeah. And I like Rachel's tarts too, so that's part of my problem. Okay. All in favor? Carried. Thank you very much. Okay.
That's one of the bottom B, very bottom.
Okay. Thanks very much, Louisa, for all the work. Oh, I know. One more thing. I'd like you to comment on what we did last week. What else did we were really fortunate last week.
Certainly, Your Worship. We through the Quinte Economic Development Commission, have organized and coordinated and executed a tour for the Senior Foreign Direct Investment Officer working for the Government of Canada at the Embassy of Canada in Washington. And they came to visit us and to see what we have to offer in our area, and we gave them a tour. We were together for 6.5 hours with Mr. Christian Deval, and he was very impressed. I'm happy to report that we feel that as a region, we had the mayor of Quinte West, the mayor of Belleville, and the mayor of Brighton for the end part of the visit. But during the day, we took him mainly in Quinte West, and he was particularly impressed with our tour of ResearchCast International, as you may imagine, is very fascinating. But we also took him to the industrial parks, and we really do hope that he will visit again next year with some investors. And we feel that the visit was very successful.
Okay, thank you very much. I also want to compliment at this time our roads department, because we went to Dinkles for supper, and the road was, well, I guess it was cleaned up, but it was all piled up against the sidewalk, and it was very difficult to get from the car onto the sidewalk. So, but that wasn't the case in Quinte West. Thank you very much to our employees who cleaned the streets and did a good job, because I did come back home, and I had to go to the bank, and I know we did a great job, so thank you very much. I did I did let Mr. Joe Reed know too. I thought he'd love to know, so anyways, yeah. Thank you. I think that's,
That other one, gotta vote on it.
did we vote on it?
No.
Okay, all in favor, that's what I need, 1, 2, 3, 4. Carried, thank you very much, okay.
Farmer's Market.
Okay,
Farmer's Market.
is that one there?
And it goes over the other page.
Okay, we're talking about Front Street Farmers Market update, and any questions with respect to that, and there's a resolution here. Any questions? Okay, thank you. Moved by Councillor Reed, seconded by Councillor Boyce. Any other comments? All in favor? Thank you very much. Carried. Public Works, Environmental Services, Manager of Engineer Robert Jackson, Riley Shield, Project Manager regarding North Murray Industrial Park Drainage Easement Agreement. Be received and the council approve the bylaw to enter into an easement agreement with Derry and Tompkin Business Center for the purpose of stormwater management. Mover and a seconder. Councillor Elliott, Councillor Card. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Carried. Thank you very much. And next one is resolution staff report, Quinte West 2025-00190 by Keely Byron, Parks and Open Space Supervisor, and Matt Tracy, Director of Public Works and Environmental Services regarding Tobogganing Hill update be received and the council approves Stanley Park as a designated tobogganing. Moved by Councillor McHugh, seconded by somebody. Councillor Katsoulis. Any comments or questions? Councillor Roseblade?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to say this, I think this is a really good report and a really good smart move on the city staff to observe the Mount Pelion Hill is a very dangerous hill. I know I tobogganed there when I was growing up. My grandma lived on King Street, but I think it's been dangerous, and it's good that they're not having it as a designated hill, and that the Stanley Park has been used for years, and it's a much safer location. So I credit the staff for looking at this and taking the initiative to make sure that the proper hill is signed and insured as a toboggan hill. So I think it's a great report.
Councillor McHugh?
Yeah, I'd just like to say, I know that the late Ross McCauley would be very pleased at this decision being made. Ross McCauley was a farmer just outside of town who owned all this land. I know this for a fact because the time I was 8 till I was 18, he was like a second father to me.
He stole all his apples.
Yeah, and he's actually instrumental in the curling club we've been talking about. He put up the first money to start building that curling club years ago. But a little bit of history here. That was a gravel pit. The gravel from that pit was used to construct the road from Brighton, I think right through to Belleville years ago. He donated that upon his death to the city to have it turned into a park. And if you go up, he was a bit of a developer ahead of his time. As you go up 4th Avenue, the first street you come to is Guerin Street, named after his mother, Patrick after his father, and of course Macaulay Drive at the end. So he'd be very pleased today to know that it is being used as a park. It is a park in the summertime, but for tobogganing in the winter. So I thank you for that. Just a little piece of personal history, because I grew up just on 3rd Avenue. My dad dug the first wall for a house up there. And I'm sorry that Kelly Scott has left. In those days, if you didn't have a shovel, they didn't have the big high hose today. Kelly's father worked all day with a bulldozer going back and forth to make the hole big enough to put a foundation in for a house. That's where they dug them in those days, and I was 5 or 6 at the time. I remember that. So I think it's a great initiative. I used to love to toboggan too. In fact, I used to toboggan with a proper bobsled on Mount Pelion, and we'd come right down to Dufferin School and sometimes make it all the way to Spring Street. It was quite a ride, let me tell you. Then they put that silly road in and up there, and then cut the path in half. We could still make it to Spring Street on a good day. So I think it's great. Thank you. Great.
Thank you. Councillor Armstrong?
Speaking of signage, would they designate a section for families versus, the kids that like to ride fast? Is this a safety issue? Consider it?
Through your worship, yes. Speaking with Mr. Byron, he intends to make proper walk-up areas and signage so you're not interfering with others.
That's a pretty tough one. I want to go down the steepest part, and so do all the rest. You can do what you like with your regulation. Go ahead.
Yeah, one thing about, again, getting back to Mount Pelion being quite a hill, and we used to take turns. I would share it. I had 3 brothers, and I'd share it with them. They could have the bobsled going up the hill, and I had it coming down. So.
I figured that. Coming this way. Anything else? All in favor? Carried, thank you. Okay. All right. Correspondence, anything under correspondence that you want to? Otherwise, I need a mover and a seconder. Councillor McHugh and Councillor, I need somebody to second. Councillor Card. Any comments or questions? All in favor? One. Got to get more. Okay, carried, thank you. Okay. Anything else under correspondence at all? Otherwise, we're good, right? Okay, I like this non-printed. Anything under non-printed? That's a really good one. Need a mover and a seconder to accept. Councillor Boyce, Councillor Sharp. All in favor? Carried. Okay, anything under notice of motion or new business? Anything under that? Okay, declare that closed. Okay, bylaws, first, second, and third. Need a mover and a seconder.
Point of order there.
Pardon?
I mentioned earlier with regards to the bylaws, planning and development services, I'll be voting save and accept for bylaw 163 and 168. Thank you.
Okay, we can do them. We're going to bylaws moved first and second, except for which ones?
163, 168.
163 and 168. So we're doing them all except those two. Any comments? All in favor? Okay, thank you. Now we'll do the other two that we've just done. Need to move in a seconder for those two. Councillor Boyce, Councillor Roseblade. Comments or questions? All in favor? Thank you very much. And I think planning department's really been pushing bylaws, haven't they? Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So I think I'm at confirmation bylaw, but I want to thank everybody for the work you've done, and I really hope this is the last meeting for 2025. Am I right? Anybody want another one? Good.
There's a planning committee meeting tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, yeah.
Planning is tomorrow night. Okay, well, that's all right. If you go to planning, you got to be prepared to have a snooze, you know. No, anyways, okay, confirmation bylaw, mover and a seconder, thank you. And adjourn, 2 for adjournment. Okay, you got them. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good Christmas. Eat all you can, because I'll be very careful. I'm sure I'll be careful and eat everything nobody else eats. Thank you very much.